school was old and mysterious. Many students said that strange things were happening in it. Some claimed that they had seen ghosts. Others talked about mysterious sounds and noises. One night, when all the students were already asleep, one girl heard a strange sound. She got up from her bed and walked down the hallway to find out what was going on. When she came to the end of the corridor, she saw the silhouette of a woman in a long dress. The girl got scared and ran back to her room. The next day, she told her friends about what she had seen. Some of them told her about other strange events that took place at the school. They said that at night you can hear footsteps in the corridors and see ghosts that roam the halls. However, not everyone was sure that this was a real mystery. Some students claimed that it was all just fantasy and that nothing was happening at school. But the girl who saw the woman in the dress was sure that she was not mistaken. Since then, she has started spending her time at school more cautiously. She began to avoid night walks and tried not to be alone in abandoned classrooms. But every time she passed by the same door behind which she saw the ghost, it seemed to her that someone was watching her. She decided to find out what was really going on. One night, she decided to wake up and leave her room. She walked down the hallway and heard footsteps. When she came to the door behind which she had seen the ghost, she heard a voice. "Don't be afraid of me," said the voice. "I don't want to hurt you in any way." The girl was scared, but decided to open the door. Behind her was a woman in a long dress. She smiled at the girl and said, "I am a former teacher of this school. I died here many years ago, but my spirit stayed here. I never wanted to hurt anyone, but I can't leave here. Can you help me?" The girl was shocked. She didn't know what to do, but she decided to help this ghost. She started spending time with her and listening to her stories. The girl told her friends about what had happened, and they began to spend time with her and the ghost of the teacher. They learned a lot of interesting things about the school and its history, which no one knew before. One day, when they were in an abandoned classroom, they heard a strange sound. They went to the window and saw that something strange was happening on the street. They went outside and saw the ghosts of other students who had died at this school. The girl and her friends decided to help them and figure out why they can't leave this school. They spent a lot of time studying the history of the school and talking to ghosts. They found out that these ghosts can't leave the school because they didn't fulfill their wishes. The girl and her friends decided to help them fulfill their wishes so that they could leave here. They spent a lot of time working on it, and eventually they managed to help all the ghosts leave the school. The school was no longer mysterious and became a place where students could feel safe. The girl realized that mysticism may not be as scary as it is described, and that even in mysterious places you can find friends and help others. She became more open and confident, and her friends respected her for that. Strange things were happening at the university, which was located in the very center of the city. Students and teachers began to notice that some classrooms and corridors became mysteriously empty and then filled with people again. They said they felt the presence of invisible forces and heard strange noises. One of the students named John, who was very curious and was not afraid of mystical phenomena, decided to figure out this riddle. He began to conduct his own investigations and gather information about what was happening at the university. One night, when everyone had already gone home, John decided to go in search of answers. He went to the most mysterious places of the university, which were known only to a few students and teachers. There he heard noises and noises that he could not explain. Suddenly, an invisible force appeared in front of him, which plunged him into fear. John tried to escape, but it turned out that he was stuck in a trap. He realized that he needed help and decided to call his friends for help. They came to John's aid, and together they began to explore the mysterious places of the university. They discovered that it was an ancient magic zone that had been sealed many years ago. One of the students accidentally broke the sealing of the zone, and now the magical forces have burst out. John and his friends decided to deal with this problem. They began to study ancient books and turn to experts on magic. They found a way to seal the zone again and returned everything to normal. After this incident, John and his friends became the real heroes of the university. They realized that mysticism can be dangerous, but if you work together and use your knowledge, you can solve any problem. Their research led them to discover even more mysterious places at the university. They discovered ancient cellars that had been forgotten for many years, and there they found ancient artifacts and scrolls. John and his friends began to study these artifacts and scrolls to understand how they are related to the magic zone that they have already sealed. They spent a lot of time studying each artifact and scroll and found that they were directly related to ancient rituals. They understood that these rituals were very powerful and dangerous, but they also understood that if they could figure them out, they could better protect the university from any mystical threats. One day, John and his friends decided to hold a ritual in one of the old rooms. They were sure that everything would be fine, but something went wrong. The ritual got out of control, and they couldn't stop it. Suddenly, they found themselves in another world where dark forces ruled. They understood that they had to go back to their world, but they didn't know how to do it. However, John and his friends did not give up. They began to explore this world, studying its laws and powers. They found a way out of this world and returned back to their own world. After this incident, they realized that mysticism can be very dangerous, but they also realized that if used correctly, incredible results can be achieved. Now, John and his friends continue to investigate mystical phenomena at the university, but they do it more carefully and methodically. They know that mysticism can be very dangerous, but they are ready for any challenges and are always ready to help each other. In the modern school, everything was as usual. The students came to lessons, the teachers explained the new material, and after the bell, everyone ran off to their business. But one day everything changed. Strange things started happening in one of the classrooms. Students said they saw a ghost walking around the classroom and whispering something in their ear. The teachers did not believe these stories and believed that it was just a child's fantasy. But one day a girl told her friends about what happened to her in this class. She said she saw the ghost of a teacher who died a few years ago. Her friends didn't believe her, but decided to spend time in this class and check if there was anything unusual here. They were sitting in the classroom playing board games and did not notice how the inscription, "Help me," appeared on the wall. Friends were scared and decided to find out who wrote this inscription. They started researching this classroom and found the diary of a teacher who had died. It was written in it that she loved her students very much and wanted them to always be happy. But one day she began to notice that strange things were happening in her class. Students said they saw a ghost walking around the classroom and whispering something in their ear. The teacher decided to look into this and began to explore this class. She found an old diary that described the life of the school 50 years ago. It said that a student had been murdered in this classroom. This student was beaten to death by his classmates. The teacher realized that this place was cursed and that the spirit of the deceased student could not leave this classroom. She decided to help him and began performing rituals to free his soul. But one day she didn't come home. Her body was found in this classroom. The students did not know what had happened and continued to go to lessons. Friends decided to help the spirit of the teacher and make sure that she did not die in vain. They performed rituals and asked her spirit to leave this class, and suddenly everything became quiet. Friends came out of the classroom and saw that "thank you" was written on the blackboard. They realized that the teacher's spirit had left this class and could now be happy. Friends told their story to the whole class, and now all the students knew about what was happening in this class. They became more friendly to each other and started spending more time together. Teachers also noticed changes in the behavior of students and began to conduct more extracurricular activities to strengthen friendships between students. Since then, this classroom has become the most favorite place for students and teachers. They learned that even in mysterious and scary places, you can find friends and help others. The history of this class became a legend at school, And every new student who came to this class listened to this story with awe and respect. They knew that something mysterious and scary had happened in this classroom, but they also knew that this place had been freed from evil through friendship and helping each other. Now this classroom has become a symbol of friendship and solidarity at school, and students and teachers were proud to be able to spend time in this classroom. They knew that here they would always be protected and supported by each other, and that no mysterious forces could interfere with them.